Hi, so I'm here to teach you about Gimp. Gimp is a software that's similar to Photoshop, so you can use it for manipulation of photos or even just like sketching on the computer. Right now I just want to introduce you to the software so you can see what it's like. And hopefully right now I'm either playing on a big screen or maybe playing on your computer screen, but you can just make me a little bit smaller so you can also do other things at the same time. Gimp is just like Photoshop, except it's a little bit simpler and it's actually free, so it's really great that after school you could all have access to it if you have a home computer, and you can use it for projects beyond this one. So first off, I just want to go over the normal setup of Gimp. So if you haven't already opened it up on your computer, you can open it up right now. So when you open Gimp, you'll see that there's 3 toolbars like I have here. 2 longer ones on the side and then a shorter one in the middle. And these are the main toolbars that you'll be using for every project. Just notice that the toolbars can move around and they can overlap each other. So if something seems like it's getting hidden, you can always pull it away like I am here, or if you have a smaller screen, pull them closer so you can have something going on down in the bottom corner. So after you see your toolbars, the toolbars on the left and right you won't be using right away. That's what you'll be using during the creation of your projects. To start a new project, you'll see the middle toolbar. It has File, Edit, Select, and so on. If you go to File, New, it shows you how you can start your project. And you'll see that they are all different things there that say inches, pixels, and it might seem a little strange seeing different measurements, but most digital projects use a measurement called pixels, and pixels are the easiest way for images to be read. It breaks an image up into tiny little measurements so that when you blow an image up bigger, it doesn't lose the quality. So, but for our sake, since we'll mostly be taking in images that we find on the computer already, we can use inches just because you're more familiar with it. So in the New tab, if you click on pixels, you'll see that there's other choices there. Then once you decide on how big you want it, you can make it 8 by 11, like a size of computer paper, or maybe smaller. You'll see that it almost looks like a mini sheet of paper, blank sheet of paper will pop up underneath that toolbar. That is in Gimp what we call your canvas. It's what I'll be referring to when I say look on your canvas. It's the art you're creating is on there. It's just a smaller version of what you'll actually maybe be printing later or putting up on a website or whatever you want to do with it after. So now that we went over the main toolbar on how to start a project, I just want to, in this video, get you a little bit familiar with the other 2 toolbars. After this video, I'm going to break off into more specialized videos. I'll have a few just working on just with photos, no drawing. So you can take photos and maybe change the effects of them, change the colors, or make them look really old. And then I'll also have a series of videos that are about, painting. Let's say you drew something on a piece of paper and now you want to try and paint it on the computer screen, or you want to make a logo for a company or for a school project in class. I can teach you all of that later too. But before you start creating, you have to understand what each of the toolbars do. So on your left toolbar, it says Toolbox on the top. And that's basically, it has all the tools that we'll be using the most. And it might look overwhelming right now, but when you mouse over each item like I am now, you can see that it says what each tool does. Now, in later videos, I'll go through specifically what each tool does, but now you know whenever I reference a certain tool, you can always go to this here, and it will be on this toolbar most likely. Now, the last main thing to understand with Gimp is that Gimp uses this system called layers. And basically layers is how you set up a piece of paper. So let's pretend you have a piece of paper and you want to collage 2 pictures on it. And so you have a plain piece of paper and you have a picture of a cat and a dog. Well, when you put them on the piece of paper and you make a collage, you want the dog to be underneath the cat layer. So basically what the layers do is they separate your 2 images and put them so you can organize things to go in front or behind another. So right here on the right hand side it shows some layers, and I'm just going to do a really quick example to show you what layers are. So right now this white layer you can see is called your background. Now I'm going to add a new layer by clicking this small button here, and we can just keep it named like that right now. So right now if I want to change the color, going to the left toolbar, it says Toolbox, there's this bucket here, and I can choose any color I want. And when I click on the screen, it turns black. Now, if I wanted to put some text on it, there's that big A next to the bucket, and you can click on it and change the color to anything you like. When you click on the screen, a text box will open up and I can just write anything I want. When I close it, it will pop up on the screen and I'm free to move it wherever I want to. Now, you notice that they look like they're on the same layer, but if you see these little eye icons that I'm pointing to right here, you can turn one off and you'll see that they're actually separate. So later I'll go into some more tutorials on how to use them better, and I'll keep using them throughout all the videos, but it's just something to be aware of if one object seems to be overlapping another one, or you put this photo down but you don't want to use it anymore. It's a really easy way to hide things or remove them without deleting your whole project. But we'll get into that later, and the next series of videos will be on bringing in photos that you find on the internet or take on your own.